Hi, I'm Mark from eReplacementParts.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the motor brushes on a Porter Cable random orbital sander. Your Porter Cable sander has two motor brushes. The brushes are responsible for transferring power to the motor's spinning armature. The brush is made out of carbon, and eventually that carbon will wear down and the brush will need to be replaced. Replacing the brush is easy to do, and I'm going to show you how. Motor brushes, as well as many other parts, can be found on our website. Let's get started. I'll begin by removing the 3 screws that secure the sander pad to the sander. Now I can remove the clutch belt. Next I'll remove the black sander pad housing. It's held in place with 2 screws. With the screws removed, I can separate the 2 halves of the housing. Now remove the dust pad housing O-ring. I'll use a screwdriver to get it started, and then I'll just pry it away from the housing. Now remove the sander pad support. I removed the sander pad housing so I'd be able to grab the fan so that the screw doesn't just rotate as I try to remove it. With the pad support removed, now I can go ahead and remove the fan. The 2 halves of the motor housing are secured with 4 screws. I'll go ahead and remove those now. With the screws removed, now I can split 1 half of the housing. Now I'll pull the brush holders away from the armature. Now I can remove the old brush. I'll remove the brush lead from the brush holder. And then the brush itself just pulls out of the holder. And I'll repeat this on the other side. Now install the new brush into the brush holder. Just slide it through the end of the holder, and then pull the tab into alignment. To install the brush back into the sander, I'll attach the brush lead, and then the brush holder just presses down into the housing. And I'll do this again on the other side. Now I can reinstall the housing. You might notice this little rubber bumper. And this just goes down in the housing where the bearing attaches. And again, that's there just to provide a little cushion to the bearing so the bearing has a little room to play. I'll make one last check of the wires and make sure everything's tucked out of the way so they're not going to get pinched, and then reattach the housing. And it gets secured with the screws. Now I'll slide the fan back over the shaft. Now I'll place the pad support back over the fan and spindle. Next comes the washer. The side with the recess should be facing towards you. And I'll secure it all with the screw. And again, I'll hold the fan to prevent the motor shaft from spinning as I tighten down the screw. Now I can install the pad housing O-ring. Now install the pad housings. They just slide over the gray motor housing, and I align the ends with the seam in the motor housing. Both sides, and then I'll secure it with the screws. Now I can install the clutch belt. First I'll wrap it around the fixed pulley and then around the pad support. And I'll rotate the pad support until the belt's in place. Now I can install the pad. A trick to make it a little easier to align it is to insert a small screwdriver through one of the holes in the pad. Then I put that same screwdriver in the hole in the pad support, and then I secure it with the screws. And now you know how to replace the motor brushes in your Porter Cable random orbital sander. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up and leave a comment.